Yes, so it's been 1 month because these things don't happen daily. That'd be
I
unrealistic.
like that detail.
But
But then they undermined it by saying that they're still doing crimes daily,
well,
anyways.
yeah, crime always happens just like crimes always happen daily with stuff. But it's
Yeah, but this specific group is making escalating crimes every single
well, the
day.
thing the
The
thing
one
is,
month
I'm thinking
passing
it's
should
more
have
like the
been
effects of it.
avoiding that.
I think it's more like the effects of it. Also, we have weekend class for some reason.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think mine is 5th grade, not 6th grade. I think 6th grade is soon. Um,
So there's a point where the main character's in high school then.
no. I think I know he's at 6th grade. At the end of the series.
But that doesn't make so what? But time passes in each game.
Yeah.
So all of this takes place in 1 year?
Well, technically not 1 year, because remember, like it could be the end of 6th grade, at just like the start of 5th grade here. So it could be around 2 years.
So he starts 5th grade here?
I'm just thinking it's 5th grade. I don't really remember.
Because even then it gets so young that it just gets silly again.
Well, how old did you think Lan was?
Well, I mean, say 12. 5th grade is like 8 years old.
I mean, wait, what's 5th grade?
I don't know, 5th grade is like
That's
nine,
not right.
9 or 10.
Yeah, because I started out 6th grade, I think, when I was 9, and then I turned 10 in 6th grade.
Yeah, I turned 10 at the end of 6th grade, like near the end of the semester. I was like, am I really going to go into high school when I'm 9? Because we start high school, we don't have middle school. So I was thinking, oh no, I'm starting high school early.
The thing is that apparently it would have been a concern if I was actually any what was that screen transition there? But like, if I was actually any younger. I think I remember a conversation like that. It's like people might have brought concerns with me going to high school, and honestly, yes, 1,000 times yes. Specifically because my social development was so incredibly low.
Yeah, I'm thinking it probably wouldn't have been so bad to spend more time away from high school.
Yeah. However, I still doubt that would have fixed the social development problem, because I would have just been like a year alone without hanging out with friends, because I wouldn't be repeating anything.
Yeah.
If anything, that might just make
Oh
it
man,
worse.
that'd have been awesome.
Yeah, for you.
A year. Well, not really. I mean, what did I have to do at that time? If it was no, then yeah, a year not doing anything would be fantastic because I have stuff to do back then. Just watch TV for a year, read some books. It's not like the internet was primitive and none of my friends lived near me, so it's not like I could do anything.
Yeah, except that first off,
I didn't have any video games except for Game Boy Advance.
I read all the interesting books. I guess my mom probably would have bought more if I asked.
I mean, I would definitely read because I remember I read Aragon 3 times. I read the first Percy Jackson.
Oh, you got
twice.
fantasy books? Good on you.
Oh no, I basically stole those from my friends.
Oh well, you still got them.
Yeah, I remember this. My friend was like,
Don't
Wait a
steal
second.
these.
"What?" And he's like, "Wait a second, I'm not gonna lend you this because I have a feeling that you have all of my books." And then I just laughed because I did have all of his
You're
books.
a jerk. I stole one thing in my entire life.
I was like, "Thanks, you made me read the entire Percy Jackson series." Well, no, I bought some. I definitely bought some of them, but I know there was like 4 books where I'm like, wait, I don't own these. No, Septimus Heap, I did not buy at all. other stuff I would definitely bought, but certain people just kept getting his books and reading them. And they say, "Hey, can I borrow the other
You
one?"
are
He
such
just
a
led me the other
jerk.
one. And then like, can I borrow the
What is
other one?
wrong
He
with
just let me
you?
all of them.
You have no conscience.
I mean, he clearly didn't miss them. He
But
never
still,
asked
don't
back for them.
say that, man. Come on with that. Boo. It's. I mean, as I was going to say, like I stole one thing from my friend, and I regretted it literally ever since. To the point where I saw him back in high school, and just like, even though he wouldn't miss it because it was like a kid CD for Jumpstart Explorers, I was just like, now it's my time to make this right. And I literally just like found Jumpstart Explorers, made sure it's working. Like, I know he won't actually care if it does or not, but I gotta fix this. And I went to and I told him that I stole it.
Speaking of that, that reminds me of the fact that someone lent me Kim Possible for the Game Boy Advance. And then I went to my church, traded it for
What?
not permanently,
You
but I
don't
traded
do
it for
that!
Spy Kids 2. And so I was playing Spy Kids 2, and then the person I lent Kim Possible to migrated.
What? You are both. Well, okay. You're ignorant. That other guy's a jerk. You know, so that guy. Somebody did that to me, where I lent them Kirby, and he gave me Tack the Power of Juju, and it just like, okay, shut up. Just like,
That's funny.
Then just like afterwards, like, hey, can I have Kirby back? Like, oh, sorry, I lent it to my friend for a bit of trade thing. Oh, get back. Like, why? That is a huge jerk move. And guess what? The friend lost it because of course he did.
The thing is that that's when I learned that well, not
You
consciously.
learned that you were evil.
No, I subconsciously learned that games have different amount of effort put into them. Where Kim Possible was a full-fledged game with like 10 levels, Spy Kids was around 3 levels, and all 3 of them were endless. Basically, just get enough points to get to the next level. It was just 3 levels. I always thought this is kind of short, and it was short, but I didn't really dawn on me that it's that cheap Spy Kids 2 short game. But the thing is, it was still fun. It was definitely a fun game. Ironically, and the biggest problem with the game is that the first level is the best level. The second level is the worst, and the third level is the second best. Which means not only is the first level the best level, you have to get through the worst level in the game to get to the stuff you're interested in.
Oh, please come back.
You're
Block.
very
Thank
lucky
you.
right there.
Yeah, because there's literally no way for me to escape if that block didn't come back.
There's also something else, which this one was not my fault, where someone lent me Spider-Man. The only problem is they lent me Spider-Man on the last day of prep school.
Why would they do that?
Ever. I'm not sure, so I just never saw that person again.
Okay. Alright. But if you can't tell what I'm doing right now, basically since we've already defeated Gutsman officially, Gutsman, I think Dex will always be ready for rematches. But so I can get the Gutsman chip and the Guts Punch chip. Because Gutsman is one of those rare Navis where you can get a chip other than the basic Navi chip from it.
Because Gutsman's special.
Yes, but now there's a crisis. There's no water anywhere, so basically, like places in Jamaica for years and years because holy crap.
There's no water?
Yes.
I mean, not Jamaica, because you wouldn't have to the middle of actually.
Have you seen what's been? Okay, I know I don't watch news a lot, but like the few times that I do, I'm just looking at.
I mean, to be honest, I'm so over water problems because I just always have water.
Wow.
I have a tank, and the tank is like 2 weeks of water. No, like a week of water if you don't waste it, and so I just always have water.
Do you want to say that
So
sentence over again in a less offensive way?
I didn't even know that it's like, oh, there's water shortage. I didn't know that. Oh, And I'm seeing people on Facebook talk about it. It's like, oh,
Just like how you're completely aware, you were unaware when we literally had an earthquake every Sunday for like a month.
oh yeah, I remember I'm seeing stuff about, as in my nephew would say, I was standing on top of a table and I almost fell off and landed on a bike that was parked in my garage, and I just felt nothing.
So that's entire soul. Why
don't they all go home?
Yeah, the teacher says, yeah, let's just all go home.
And they're like, nah, I'm gonna stay.
Well, they're just, the classes are just over, and just like, these are the guys lingering for a bit for any sort of reason. Yeah, the thing is, though, is that though water seems to be gone, it seems that we've somehow already exhausted all of the water in vending machines and the supermarket.
Stupid.
Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, Higsby, who is a known criminal who, tried to brainwash children, has now set up a chip shop.
And he's a good guy?
Yeah, he reformed.
Okay, well that's easy.
Yep, completely.
I mean, this is the future, where prison really is about reforming people.
And here comes gambling. You can get you can try for another. You can use your duplicate chips and try for a different chip, or the same chip with a different code, so you can get a program advanced by putting in 3 chips and seeing what you get. Or you could go to the super exchanger, where you can put in 10 chips, where there's a higher chance of you getting a rare chip.
Nice. So that means when Mega Man, what's this, Battle Network? And what number has it gone up to?
6.
So Mega Man Battle Network 7 will come out, and it'll just be a gacha game, and all of those would be putting 50 cents to get the chips you want.
It's sad that that's actually a possibility. But yeah, now that Higsby's here, he's just put Number Man in the machine, so we can fight him anytime we want.
Oh, so Number Man's definitely not something I've seen before.
Yeah, Number Man is new.
And he's throwing gambling balls at you. He's giving you the daily double.
Well, I was going to say,
which doesn't make sense. That's a
I was going to actually just like say that's first off, if anything, you'd just be doing Super Ball.
Yeah, pick 3.
I was like, I know the number. I know what it's called. I just haven't seen it in such a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I know it's pick 3 because at this point we have pick 2, pick 3, pick 4. It's embarrassing.
Yeah. But so yeah, Number Man is like really easy. I mean, he is technically the second boss in the game. Well, if you don't, no, technically the third, because Gutsman does count, I guess.
I mean, he's as easy as regular gambling is.
Well, easy to do.
Just get it right.
Right. The only problem is that since he stays back there, and I didn't have the steel chip to use at that point, I have to use far reaching chips or just like whittle away to him with the buster. Though the thing is, Higsby talks about lack of chips being just like not being the reason. Oh wait a minute. Bye. You're still part of a media thing and not the actual universe.
He looks like Boba Fett.
Yeah, and that's the point. He's from Mega Man X. But yeah, as I said, they don't start using actual chip skills until Battle Network 4 of all things. So it's weird when they talk like that. Oh, and it turns out that one of the kids in our class has been kidnapped. And we're going to go look. We're going to help look.
Yeah, we're going to report to the police.
I mean, it is for reported, but but we kids are going to look for him.
Yeah, I want to say that this is silly. What could go wrong, but
movies like Stand By Me exist.
And The Goonies. I've never seen that. And also It, which I've also never seen.
Yeah, and I have no interest in seeing. I really don't. Well, maybe my own disposition, but I don't see the purpose of horror films that are just centered around horror specifically. It's like, well, that's what I mean. That's the point. I don't see the point of horror films. Like, I can get it on a fundamental level of the thrill or whatever, but I really just don't understand why people even bother. Like, games at least have you do things interacting, but films, why?
It's the thrill. It's like, why do people watch thrillers?
Okay. But yeah, now we visited the government complex to see all the people complaining.
Well, this is such a video game. We visit the government building.
Well,
and
we check on the water situation at our home.
Yeah.
Yes. So this very clearly important character because he doesn't have because he has a different sprite. We'll be seeing a little bit of him later. And he has 2 hair colors because of course he does. Also, he seems to forget that he's not much older than us because he's treated like an adult in his own circles.
Wait, who is he?
His name is Eugene Chod. And...
That's... Oh my god. Eugene Chod.
Yes, in the anime it's Chod Blaze.
So is he supposed to be
or
the...
Chode, I forget if it's Chod or Chode, I forget.
Is he supposed to be the Proto Man or the Zero?
Yeah, he has protoman.exe.
Okay. So it's embarrassing that the person who has Proto Man, his name is Eugene Chod.
Yeah, look, nobody calls him Eugene except Johnny for some reason. Like when Johnny did the thing of Battle
I get the reason.
He just... Well, no, I mean Johnny... Well, because everybody... I forget if it's Chod or Chode. I'm just gonna say Chod. Because...
I mean, Chode is an insult, which is why it's funny his name is Chode. They probably call him Chode as a meme, even though his name is Chod.
I think one of the names in that... I think maybe it's Chod or whatever. One of the names is analogous to fire or something, which is why they named him Chod Blaze in the anime. Something like that. I might be getting a little bit of.
So his first name is Chad and his second name is Blaze?
In the anime, yes.
In the anime, okay.
But here it's Eugene, and nobody calls him Eugene. As I said, except Johnny, which was so weird because the first time it was just like, yeah, this guy Eugene. I was like, who is he talking? Oh yeah. Literally, I've never heard anybody just call him Eugene at all. But yeah, now we're going to do identity theft.
And they're going to believe you're
these guys have been yelled at by people complaining about the water for like days now. They really don't have the energy to check.
But that's because I guess you could say this is at its breaking point now, but it seemed like something that snuck up on everyone.
Yeah.
You think, which doesn't make sense. But then the extent to which the water is gone. I mean, whatever. I guess it's not something you're supposed to think about. It's a plot hole, it's whatever. But so it's kind of egregious.
Yeah, they've already bought all the drinks in the vending machine because there was no water anywhere else.
Is that actually stated?
Well, we checked the vending machines. It's like somebody bought all the drinks. Unless a terrorist organization bought all the drinks, then that's the logical explanation.
Is this the final boss location?
No, this is just the WaterWorks. I know it's remember this is Techno World or whatever.
Oh, this is not the last part?
No, this isn't the. Why do you keep thinking this game is shorter than it actually is? We are nowhere near
you have more stuff to give
part.
me.
Of course I have more stuff to give you. This game isn't resolved in 8 parts. You crazy? if you well, I guess it'll be after this. No, I'm sure we must have seen it. No, did we see Dr. Wily already? Yeah, we did. We still have 3 more henchmen to go through in their individual stuff, and this spoiler warning, but this thing is not perpetrated by one of them. So this is a technically separate incident. It's still caused by the terrorist organization, but not directly by one of the henchmen we see in Dr. Wily's lair.
Alright.
So there is a lot to go through here. This is just where I decided to stop rendering things for a while, because it takes up computer power, and even though it's not that bad as before, because my internet is actually pretty great, it does slow down the internet when I do rendering.
Yeah.
So also I got a really rare drop there with a recover 200 HP. It's like my entire VAT right there.
I was supposed to say that it's ironic to see fish throwing harpoons at you.
Yes, well, viruses have a sense of irony.
So these are so someone decided on purpose to make the viruses they input in the WaterWorks be fish shaped.
Yeah, usually viruses are somewhat attributed to what they're inhabiting.
Yeah, but I mean, someone made these viruses. Because they don't just spring out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, so I'm just saying that someone conveniently decided.
I mean, they have a sense of aesthetic.
They could have made them look like battle tanks or trebuchets.
I mean, there are battle tanks in later games. Unfortunately, the thing is about these viruses is that once you get in one of their sites, you get all of them shoot. So if they're in all 3 rows, make sure you don't get seen.
So
I mean, the only way to avoid it at that point would be to use a guard or invisible chip.
what's the difference between the red and the blue?
The red one is more powerful, and I think it shoots 2 spears.
Alright. Also, it seems they weren't throwing it; they were puking them out, which is a bit different.
Yes. Well, right now I'm farming to try and get because the thing is that these are actually pretty good chips. The tri-spear chips. It's the downside to them is that they require you to stay put, and they require the enemy to stay put usually. And it's but the thing is that they have massive damage because each spear has a set damage. But you shoot 3 of them. So if you can catch the opponent in one line long enough, while you yourself are in a spot that's safe, that's like 120 damage off of a normal chip. So that's really good to have at certain points.
So what is his progress in terms of fixing?
There is no progress. We're just here and we're finding out that we can't really do much of anything.
Yeah, I was supposed to say it would be convenient if he could fix things.
Yep. Right now, Chad is investigating it. But that's really all we've got. It's not like we know how to operate advanced machinery, and the people who are usually working on this stuff are actually still working on the stuff. There's just something really, really abnormal going on here. Also, they clearly wrote that afterwards. It's just like saying, "Oh, who are you?" Even though we met earlier. Nice job, guys. I didn't say this game's perfect.
That's true.
Every
game can be Terraria.
Chad, when we meet Chad later, he also says, How do you know my name? It's like, you said it to me. Who's writing this script for Chad? It's just weird. I think
maybe Achode is writing the script.
the thing is also is that I think in one of the translations for the game, instead of Protoman addresses Chad as Lord Chad, because of course he has that kind of ego, Chad does, but in one of the translations of the game, it's Lord Chad, and for the life of me, I could just like when I was, I say when I was younger, but I was like what 17. It's like at that point I was like, what does that mean? What is there another meaning for that other than just loading stuff? Like I don't even know. It's just weird. But yeah, we're supposed to wait out in a place that nobody will notice us and keep and just like check back in after hours. And so I thought, that corridor seemed really nice, but no, you're supposed to wait in your dad's lab. But either way, soon the plot will thicken.
Do we see your father at all?
Well, we saw him in a video call in an email thing earlier, where he gave us the HP memory and the power up. But yeah, we see him later, like in person. He's just a really busy dad.
Like your dad in Pokemon Emerald.
Well, yes. Except in that case, it's I really wish that there was either some sort of, I mean, this is going to be the last thing, but it's like there was either some sort of consensus as to how the people treat their work as gym leaders. Because, Gen 5 already did an amazing job of that. And I just kind of want more of that.